Hello everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Success with Ces, where we help you make your dreams come true. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and leave your comments and questions because I love to interact. Hello everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Success with Ces, where we help you make your dreams come true. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and leave any questions or comments that you might have for my guest today, Dr. Lacey Brooks of the North Houston Hearing Solutions. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Lacey is a longtime friend of mine. We have that LSU connection. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, as I said, Lacey is an audiologist and has a long track record here in North Houston and in Baytown also with an office there. And I'm going to keep the secret on this third location for whenever that comes out. So Lacey, tell us a little bit about your audiology background and your experience with the clinics.
Well, I will tell you, many years ago, I decided to be an audiologist versus a neurologist. I decided that I wanted to enter a profession where I got to wake up every single day and change people's lives, but was not confined to an operating room. And so I was introduced to the field of audiology through a neurosurgeon and found that I had a real passion for helping people with their hearing, their balance, and just overall day-to-day activity in life.
Yeah. So as long as I've known you, and that's a pretty long time, you've been in this field. You started out with a private practice and then you became an entrepreneur and developed your own practice. Tell us a little bit about that.
So 6 years ago, I decided to go into private practice and acquired my first office from someone that had been in business for about 20 years, and she was looking to retire. So I looked at the office and found that it would be a great fit for what I was looking for, and then joined their team. And then about a year later, I acquired my second office from a gentleman that had been in business 22 years and was also retiring. And there it began.
So you're being a little bit too modest. I know a little bit about the background when you were working for someone in the audiology field and you were able to increase their business. How did you do that?
So when I worked for the other company, I was responsible at the time for 4 offices, and then opened offices and grew the revenue year over year because it was a different realm for the profession. There are a lot of clinics out there that they come in and they look at a patient and it's almost like herding cattle, and it's just you're in and you're out. And I believe in really developing relationships, getting to know my patients and how I can truly impact their day-to-day life. And I knew with that, if you have that kind of care and compassion and interest in each one of your patients and can change their lives, the money will follow.
Yeah, I think it's from a servant's heart and from helping people get what they want. As Zig Ziglar says, you'll get what you want. And that is obviously a flourishing practice. And I can speak for myself that I feel like, in a sense, when I went to my first audiology appointment many years ago, I think it was a superficial examination and didn't really get to the core of my tinnitus.
Well, a lot of practices out there, it's a very superficial exam in the sense that they look in your ears, they do the beep test, which most people have had, and it only really gives you a part of the picture. Really, to get into what a patient needs and to assess, 1, if there is a problem, and 2, where it's located, you have to look at the entire system. You have to look at from the exam from when you're looking into the ear all the way up to the brain, and then how the brain is processing it back down and through the entire system. And if you don't have that whole picture, you're not going to be able to treat that patient as well as you should.
It's a very complex relationship between the ears, the brains, and everything else. And you're really diving in deep.
Well, you don't hear with your ears. You hear with your brain. So if you're not taking an assessment of how the brain is processing sound, you're not finding out what's going on. So it's not a choice. If you really want to treat a patient and find out where the problem truly is and the most efficient way to treat it, you have to have the full picture. So for instance, we do cognitive screening to know how your brain is processing overall function, memory and such, because hearing can affect all of it.
So it's not just hearing aids.
No.
What I'm hearing.
No. But a boosh. Actually, hearing aids is a very, very small part of it. Really, we're looking at overall hearing health or ear health care, ear and brain health care. And, it could be polypharmacy. And, when patients come in and we're doing our thorough assessment, part of what I want to know after talking to the patient and doing all our fancy equipment with our temps and reflexes and OAEs and cognitive screening and speech and noise testing, even the brainstem response testing is, other than the questions about their day-to-day life, it is, okay, how are you tired? What medications are you taking? We're going to look at your overall, if I see a patient that's on 15 different medications, polypharmacy,
drug interactions,
absolutely
right.
Can.
So there's a lot of things that could be going on. But let's take a little bit of a look at some of the hearing aids that we might be familiar with. And as we said before, hearing aids being just the superficial part of this. Here at North Houston Hearing Solutions, you're going to get the whole evaluation. But let's take a look at this one first.
And I will say, Seth, one of the important things about this is if you can take any one of these devices and get them just about anywhere, but if the person behind that's programming it is not doing a full assessment and programming it the way you need, the device actually is useless.
Right. Got to be programmed properly. So tell us briefly, tell us a little bit about this one.
So that one is called a Lyric. We're one of the few providers in Houston that are able to do the Lyric. That's an implantable device where you wear it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You swim, shower, and everything else in it. And it's a worry-free option that many of our patients love because no one even has to know you're wearing it, not even your own spouse.
Wow, okay. And here's another interesting one. They're so small now.
They are. This is a daily wear product called an IIC. This is something that's also, you'll wear it on a day-to-day. You can remove it. No one will ever know that you have it in your ear. Very cosmetically pleasing, but you do have the flexibility of removing it.
Amazing. They are so small, and my wife Laura.
I do. She's a beautiful lady. You're a lucky man.
I know that. I don't take it for granted. But she has a hearing aid, and I don't. Most of the time, I don't even know it's there. And look how small they are, folks.
And that's a CIC. I mean, if you compare it to the size of a dime, the dime's actually bigger than the hearing device.
Yeah, that is crazy. I think because the stigma is that hearing aids is big, bulky apparatus that fits on the ear and it's ugly. The aesthetics is not that.
Or they squeal, or they're in a drawer somewhere. Technology today is no longer what I call your grandpa's hearing aids. You can literally have them where no one knows. They're not going to, if they're programmed properly, no one's going to know that you have them on.
Yeah, that's an amazing fact now about hearing aids, and to know that you've got the comprehensive approach to a folks hearing, and that what I heard was that you don't hear with your ears, but you hear with your brain. That is a game changer for me in that sense. And it's just like, yeah, it's right. And I guess it's the same thing with the eyes too, right?
No. The eyes and the ears are very, very different. People relate them together, but so take for instance, we have found, or John Hopkins found out in 1998, that the number one modifiable risk for dementia is actually untreated hearing loss. So with that being said, if your brain is not getting the information it needs, it can become weaker. And even with a mild hearing loss, which most people would not even pick up on their day-to-day, can make you 3 times more likely to develop dementia if left untreated. The same thing's not going to happen with your eyes.
Yes, because you notice it.
Yes. Well, you can't see, you don't know what you're missing from hearing. You can see that things are blurry.
Yes.
But if you go with your eyes not treated, it's not going to affect your cognition or predispose you to debilitating diseases long term, but your hearing will.
Understood. So before we get to your contact information, I mean, we've got to discuss some important matters at hand. Football season is underway. I mean, the Tigers are...
Especially the Tiger, you know,
yeah.
Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Football's in your blood.
Absolutely. So, you know, we're got off to a shaky start against Florida State this year, but the last two
Not
games...
our best moment.
But the last two games have, you know, given us some hope, and Tigers seem to be trending on an upward trend. So what do you think?
I'll tell you, the Tiger spirit is like no other. The feeling for going in to Tiger Stadium on a football game, there's just an element about it, and you cannot be a player for the LSU Tigers and not feel the adrenaline.
Absolutely.
So I believe that if you take the coach and you take some kids with some talent, which they have the talent, and then you mix in that little bit of that Baton Rouge spirit with them, the sky's the limit, always says.
That's right. The last three coaches have won national championships, and the hope is and expectation is that Brian Kelly will get another one. So tell the folks a little bit about how to get in touch with you and maybe your office hours, things of that nature.
Well, we are open Monday through Friday, usually between 8 o'clock and 5:30. And I say usually just because every once in a while we have a training or a meeting, but that's our typical business hours. And you can give us a call at 281-444-9800, or you can email me at drbrooks@northhoustonhearing.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us once again on Success with Ces. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you have any questions about audiology, your hearing examinations or anything, be sure to leave the comments and questions. We love to interact, and we'll certainly get back with you. Have a great day, folks.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.